Hey guys, we're here with Clay Jensen. He is the creative director on Need for Speed World, at least one of them. How's it going today?
It's going good.
Good.
We're getting some beautiful sun in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's hard to see actually.
The giant Bernie thing in the sky.
I know, we don't see that
really
very
excited.
often.
I'm just gonna sit here.
So, I thought it would be a cool topic to come back and talk with you about board games. And I know this will seem lame, but bear with us because I don't think it is. When we first met you, did the blog with you, you said that you enjoy designing and building new board games on the side. That's kind of what you do for fun.
Yeah.
And after we finished the video, we went on to have a conversation about how designing board games actually has a lot in common with designing games, game modes, and like overall game features. Maybe you could talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, board games. I've always loved board games. As you know, I played quite a few of them outside of here. But they've actually been very, very helpful for us over the years in terms of prototyping.
Yeah.
So when we're first trying to figure out what the idea for a game is going to be, we've got a very broad kind of general idea of how we want it to play, but it's too early to be able to actually get it in the game, get it programmed and so forth. It takes months of production. So you kind of want something that's a little bit quicker and to be able to test out the ideas that you've got early on. So we've actually used card games, board games, prototypes with die-cast cards, that sort of stuff, just to get something from a piece of paper, which is just a kernel of an idea for a mode or something like that, and you can actually get it in front of people, break out some dice, and in about 15 minutes you can actually play it and see if it's any fun.
And see if you have a metagame within the game, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Cool. Well, I remember back in the day when we were working on Carbon, you guys actually did the entire prototyping of the game for Carbon. Maybe you could just speak to how you went about making that, the design of it, and how that came to play into the game. So,
that was probably the most extensive board game prototype that we've done. We did another one, a different one for Need for Speed World, but the Carbon one was important because we were trying things in the game that we'd never done before. Crews in particular, and territory acquisition and that sort of stuff, that we just didn't know how exactly that was going to play out. Was that going to be any fun to kind of play some sort of strategy game with cars? Were those two things going to blend? So one of the things that I did was we took the world map that we had at the time and turned it into a game board and divided it up into regions. And then built some game mechanics around how are we going to handle races really quickly, because you couldn't just sit there and have it take 10 minutes, play another game to do it, right? Because we needed to get through several hundred races in a given game. And then we came up with a series of crews based on the ideas that we already had from the game. And by doing that, we actually came up with cards, driver cards, car cards, event cards, those sorts of things, that allowed us very quickly, in a really abstract way, to simulate the different benefits of being in a race, upgrading your car, getting better drivers for your crew, intimidating people, getting busted by the cops, that sort of stuff.
Cool.
And so very quickly, we were able to test out, hey, actually, this is kind of cool. We like racing as a group. We like having our group build, and we like customizing these guys the way we're customizing our cars.
So the board game was the beginning of Carbon. You guys knew basically what you wanted to get out of it, but you guys had to prove the idea. So so that went a long way to kind of figuring out that.
And one of the greatest tools with a prototype like that is that we have all these ideas in our head. The board game let producers, other designers, artists, engineers, people on the team to come in, sit down for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and play for a little bit, and all of a sudden they get a sense of what this game is going to be about. You can get a taste of it pretty quickly. And if you played for an hour, you could actually play through the whole career in about an hour. And at that point, people really understood what it was we were trying to do, and they could make comments. In fact, we've got some pictures I think that are probably getting shown right now. We actually locked ourselves in this room. We had a dedicated room for about 3 months where we were just prototyping, and the game was set up in there all the time. You can see on the walls all around this room, the entire thing was whiteboards, and the game literally lived on those walls. So the rules were up there, and as we would try stuff, stuff would work. We'd come up with new ideas. You just erase it, and you just add another, rule, and that way you could actually make the game and play it at the same time. It was very, very helpful.
And it's great because you don't have to write any code until you guys are ready.
That's right.
Are you guys doing this actively with World? Kind of what we've been doing lately. We've been talking a lot about getting feedback from the community about new game modes, new race modes, and their ideas, as well as bringing some of the older ones. Are you guys still using this sort of prototyping system?
We are. Yeah, at this stage of the project, most of the prototyping, at least as far as board games go, we did early on, over a year ago. Now that the game is stood up, a lot of the ideas that we have, you can actually test in the game. You can stand it up pretty quickly. But that said, I'll give a nod here to future content. There are a lot of things on the design board right now that we want to do. Once the game is live, we're going to be constantly building new modes, new ways to play, even very big new progression ways to play. And
without giving too much away.
And those sorts of things, we're absolutely building prototypes for. Those are starting with, a deck of playing cards and die-cast cards, and, the D20 and all of that. So it is pretty exciting. We keep going in and out of design and production all the time on World.
Cool. Well, thanks for taking the time and chatting with us,
Yeah,
and hopefully we'll be able to do it again on soon. Maybe we'll get some good
Maybe
video
you and I can stay out here. We'll get a tan or
yeah. I'm pretty pasty right now.